I'm so grateful and so thankful for the guidance and counsel of my friend, Peter Goldfeder, today, who's going to just walk us through some questions that I think many of you might have around career search at this time. This is a new normal that we're all navigating.
Great. Thank you, Kito. Thank you for the nice words. The PeterSan Group, we are a full-service legal search firm. But we have a very strong law firm practice, but an equally strong in-house practice. We have somewhere around 25 recruiters. We also have another division. We have our perm division, and then we also have a temp division, PeterSan Legal Staffing, that services the contract lawyers, paralegals, anything other than permanent attorneys. That's sort of who we are. Based in New York, but we service national and international clients. The biggest change we're seeing is the ability to continue interviewing, as we're doing now, through Zoom, through Skype, through Teams, through Google Hangouts. There's so many of them. So we've had candidates that have started jobs that have never been in the office. So they've started remotely. Everybody has adapted really well to this, but the biggest change in interviewing is the fact that we are able to interview and move searches along without actually meeting the person.
For someone who was doing really well in a search, and maybe in February, late February or early March, that was their last round of interviews or their latest round, and they haven't quite heard about next steps, and they're anxious. What's your advice to someone who might be in a situation like that?
Communication is extremely important. It's very frustrating for a candidate who was interviewing and things were going well, and all of a sudden there's a slowdown, or even a job goes on hold. And I think what's really important, and we're really very conscious of this and focused on this, I think that it's very acceptable to reach out to your recruiter once a week, twice a week. If you haven't heard from us, we will always reach out if we know something. We don't always think to reach out if we don't know something. So it's not from lack of caring, it's just it wasn't on our mind to reach out to you to tell you I don't have any news. We want to place you. So we're not avoiding you because we choose to. We just might not have information. So if you haven't heard from your recruiter, I think you reach out once or twice a week. We try to reach out to people once or twice a week if they've been actively interviewing as well.
Tips you might offer someone for how they best present via video interviews? I mean, you're doing pretty good yourself right now. I'm just curious, how do you prepare someone to make a strong impression to people that they haven't met before?
We spend a lot of time preparing candidates for interviews, whether or not it is in person, and now whether or not it's through a video conference. We're learning as we go along as well. Find a quiet, private, well-lit place free from possible interruption. As much as you try to find a private, well-lit, free from possible interruptions, we've all seen it on the internet, the guy in the news, his kid comes in behind him, it's going to happen. The dog's going to bark. Something's going to happen. The lawnmower outside is going to go. And you can't ignore it. And it's almost like acknowledge it, laugh,
Yeah.
Oops. And anybody's going to understand. This is sort of the thing. But really try to find a private place and a nice place, a clean place. We're all living in our homes right now. We're probably not as tidy as we would normally be. I'm very careful this is my home office, but it's also the spare bedroom when my son comes home. So I'm very careful not to show you that side of the room. Make sure that your internet connection is strong. I think that's really important. Check that your computer's audio is working. Close any unnecessary web browser tabs and applications. Now, some of us like to multitask. All of a sudden, if you've got CNBC on in the corner, and you see the stock market's going crazy or something's going on, you're looking at it, or somebody emails you, you're a lawyer working and you get an email from your partner or a client while you're doing this, it's a distraction. So make sure that every other application is closed on your system. We're not actually recommending that people dress in their suits and ties for these video interviews. We're recommending people dress sport jacket, button-down shirt, or women need to wear suits, whatever that might be. But there is nothing wrong with putting on a suit as well. What we don't want people to do is be too casual. But your eye contact is with the camera. It's not with anywhere on your desktop. That's something else that I think is important. I think we're seeing an uptick in insurance-related positions. Insurance is obviously a very relevant topic. What's going to be covered, what's not going to be covered. There's a lot of changes in regulation. I think we're seeing an uptick in healthcare, both regulatory and transactional healthcare. And I also think we're seeing an uptick in employment. We have a few searches where employment seems to be important. There's a lot of reduction in force. How do you deal with this, and benefits? And I think employment is a very strong area at the moment. We're seeing some fintech. We have a couple of really strong FCPA searches, like foreign corrupt practices. On the law firm side, obviously we've seen a real uptake in bankruptcy, and there's a demand for bankruptcy. There has been sort of a growing demand for bankruptcy as law firms have been anticipating the need for bankruptcy. It's hard. Understand you're not alone. It's not going to be perfect, and just everybody has to find the right balance. I've been in legal search since 1987. There's been at least 4 or 5 major hits to the economy, to the job market since I've been doing this. And we get through it. Everything goes on. It feels like the end of the world. It's not the end of the world.
Thank you for that. And thank you for Alumni for checking out this video. And we hope to be offering more opportunities like this for however long this lasts. We will definitely be checking in on our alums.